Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with another Flashback Friday, The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 4, Episode 1. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. Y'all listen, we are almost to the end of the year, going into the new year. In a few days, it will be my 2-year anniversary. I need some new opinionated family members, honey. I love the old ones as well, but I need you guys to subscribe. Now listen. We are getting into the Flashback Friday of it all. It's supposed to be Throwback Thursday, honey, but yesterday was Turkey Day, and I had the itis, okay? So therefore, and thus and such, wasn't going to be no review on yesterday. Now, for those of you, and this is not sponsored, okay, although it should be, for those of you that want to check out the old Housewives episodes or even just some episodes of Married to Medicine, Ultimate Girls Trip, if you like that sort of thing, Peacock has a special right now for 99 cents for the entire year, honey. Go ahead and pull out your debit card, use an old email if you've already had Peacock before, honey. Stop paying what you're paying and pay 99 cents. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Don't say I ain't never gave y'all nothing. Merry Christmas! No, I'm just kidding, child. Let's get into it. When the episode first opens up, Kim and Kroy and Sweetie, they go to her storage unit, honey. Now, Kim outside in what looks like a nightgown. I'm like, girl, what do you have on? So she's pregnant at this time, and she's like, yeah, you know, a year ago today, who would have thought that I would be moving into my dream home? And Kim, you done had so many dream homes, honey. Go ahead and move into that rental, honey, and move on out. Moving forward. So they're getting the furniture out of the storage to put it into the new house, right? So Kim is like, I'm in love with Kroy. He's 25 years old. He plays for the Atlanta Falcons. This is when we were really just getting introduced to Kroy. Because remember, she met Kroy at the Dancing with the Atlanta Stars via Sheree. Kim didn't waste no time getting preggers either, but at least she knew her due date. Shout out to Phaedra'S. So they're sitting in the car, Sweetie and Kim, watching Kroy load everything up. In the next scene, Nene rolls up to the dealership with Brent and Bryson in her tank top and her gauchos, honey. I said, baby, I loved when they used to dress regular. Like, just like regular people. Bryson got his mall kiosk earring in his ear. Brent just happy to be there. I love it. I love it. It is nothing like Housewives from 2008 to 2010. That era right there, baby, you cannot duplicate it. You can't replicate it. You will never, ever be able to recreate the magic that was Real Housewives of Atlanta when they first started in 2008. You just can't do it. So anyway, honey, he got his mall kiosk earring in, honey. You know, the one with the big cluster. It looked kind of dusty and kind of dull. He had that earring in, child. Nene got her little black strappy tank top on. Her little capris. Got some slides on. They get to the dealership. So Nene said her and Greg have been separated for a year. So she needs a car for Bryson so he can help her out with Brent. So then her ex, Jay, who owns the dealership, he comes out. So Nene talking about, so how long have you been married? He said 13 years. She said, oh, you must have broke up with me and found her. Girl, not you. Close your legs to married men, okay? And you already know, honey, that the streets are talking about this man that she with just now filing for divorce. And that's a whole nother thing that we could talk about on another day. But I was just sitting here thinking to myself, girl, not you flirting with this married man. She was like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with flirting. No, it's not. But the man is married happily for, well, I don't know about happily, honey, because sometimes people be like, I'm happily married, child, be a whole fool. Anywho, he's been married for 13 years. So leave that man alone, child. Moving forward. So they let Bryson do a test drive of the car. And she said, you know, since being on Celebrity Apprentice, it's opened up a lot of business connections for her. And she said one of the things Mr. Trump taught her is everything is negotiable. Child, this didn't age well. Nene ends up purchasing the car for 13.5, even though he wanted to charge her, I think, like 16. But I was just thinking about the numbers as far as this car is concerned. You can't find a car for 13.5 now. If you find a car that's 13.5, it must be a 97. Okay, and it's probably only got one window, one door, and the steering wheel is in the trunk, honey. You can't buy nothing for 13.5. Not absolutely nothing. In the next scene, she by Sheree is at the studio watching Miss Lawrence get his sing on. I'm over it, the struggle and the pettiness, do you see it? I'm over it, yeah, yeah. Child. Ooh, honey. Child, that's a fool. I wonder whatever happened to his singing career. Like, I know he's been doing some acting and he's doing his thing, but I really do wonder what happened to the singing of it all. Child, that's a fool. So he comes on out the booth with an F, and they start talking, and she tells him about Nene and how she was doing this event. She was going to do this event with Nene, and Nene told the promoter, who happens to be Lyrone, okay, he's a con artist. Nene told us a long time ago. Listen, we're going to have to start a bingo board of everything that Nene has told us that has come to fruition, okay? So B1 would be Tyrone being Lyrone. So it happens to be Tyrone, and she told Tyrone that Sheree shouldn't get a certain amount. So Sheree was like, since last year, I feel like she's been doing good with hosting gigs and everything until she invited Nene in on one of the gigs. So Miss Lawrence is like, well, why would she even want to do this gig since she's been on Celebrity Apprentice? I just knew she had a fat check. Honey, it's called several streams of income. Because I'm telling y'all right now, anybody that called me and wants to collab or do whatever, and there's some money involved, honey, I'm going to do it. Like, goodbye. So Sheree was like, yeah, I feel like she's always been conniving. She says she feels like Celebrity Apprentice chose Nene because they needed someone irate. Listen, at the time, Nene made good TV. She was good TV. I'm not going to take that away from her. I remember her season of Celebrity Apprentice. Honey, poor Star Jones. Honey, she ain't been the same since. And y'all know what's so crazy? It's crazy because Nene is good friends with Al Reynolds. Child, it's a mess. So she tells Lauren, she's like, I'm going to meet with Nene. We're going to talk about it and see what's going on. He's like, well, I need to be the referee. I need to be there because I already know what you going to give and I already know what she give. And she was like, I'm not going to do nothing. Everything's going to be fine. In the next scene, Cynthia and her side ponytail, they meet with Miss J. Hey, girl. So Cynthia is just now getting her footing in Atlanta, okay? And so she wants to open up the Cynthia Bailey Modeling Agency. Cynthia was still modeling at the moment, still trying to get the coins because we know Peter ain't have two nickels to rub together or a window to throw it out of. Honey, ain't a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. So they sitting down, they talking. So he asked her, like, what made you want to move to Atlanta? Now, Miss J, don't do it. Okay, he was really looking his nose down like, you went from New York to Atlanta? She was like, well, it's because I met somebody. Good old Mr. Bar One. So she's excited about opening up a modeling agency and whatnot. Cynthia was so bare minimum on this episode. All of them were. Nene didn't have a 27 piece yet. Sheree was using her own hair, honey, with a few little clip ins. Makeup was minimal. Phaedra High Class Parks was still using the prayer cloth. Honey, she was covered from head to toe. Do y'all hear me? Head to toe. And Cynthia looks like she did her own makeup and her own hair on the way to the scene. Child, this is a mess. So he wants to know why she moved there. She told him why, and she's excited about opening up a modeling agency, and she wants him to help her. So she's doing an open call at the Bailey agency, and she wants Miss J to go across the street and show the girls a little something. She said, when she entered the game, with Tyra and everybody else, Miss J was the one to show them how to rip the runway. And at this time, he was still on America's Next Top Model. So it's just crazy how everybody is just like 6 degrees of separation. Like, I know somebody, they 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 know Cynthia Bailey. You know what I'm saying? So he tells her not to just take quantity, but also to make sure it's quality. He already judging the girls with his French roll bandana combo. I said, baby, not you judging them and you got that French roll with that bandana tied around it. Oh, how dreadful. Baby, it's a fool. In the next scene, Phaedra's at Willie Watkins' funeral home. So her aunt passed. Baby, Phaedra is dressed from head to toe, equipped with pearls. Phaedra said Willie has buried everybody, even Coretta Scott King. So they go out to look at some hearse because they want to choose one for the funeral. And Phaedra said, everybody knows I only choose the finest, so the funeral is no different. Okay, girl. Y'all remember when Candy called Phaedra's baby shower Bougetto? It's what it's giving, okay? It's what it's giving. Y'all that watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, y'all tell me if y'all get the same vibe, okay? We're about to intermingle the shows since Sheree want to go over there and pick up hotel. Doesn't Phaedra's mom remind you of Miss Vanessa, Mel's mom? Not looks. She doesn't remind me of her as far as looks, but their demeanor is the same. When I was watching this, I was like, I'm kind of getting, because she was there at the funeral home when Phaedra was there with her family talking to Willie Watkins. So when I was watching her, I was just like, she gives me the same tease as Miss Vanessa. Maybe that's just me. I'm just saying, this is just a side note. Moving forward. Back over at Cynthia Bailey's modeling agency, Miss J goes over there to give the girls some tips. So he's telling them, you got the white girl shopping mall, you got the black girl that knows everything, and he's like demonstrating the walks, right? He said, don't do that. Keep it simple and keep it clean. But as I was watching him demonstrate, doesn't Eva give y'all the black girl that knows everything walk? Go back and watch it, and y'all can spare 99 cents a month, honey. Go on over there and watch it so that we can get into it as we get into it. Eva walks like how he did that black girl that knows everything walk. But anyway, as I'm watching this, y'all, I'm just thinking, this show used to be so iconic. Miss J in the building teaching runway. You know, that's major. Like, it really was organic. It really was. Honey, they had a whole bunch of Caucasian people sprinkled in the mix. I have not seen that many white people on Real Housewives of Atlanta since this episode. Actually, ever again. Okay, when Brent was outside playing with his little friend, he was a nice little Caucasian boy from across the street. All the white women falling all up in the Cynthia Bailey School of Modeling. We'll never see that again. Absolutely not. In the next scene, Sheree, Phaedra, and Candy, they're in the sex shop, and Candy is late per usual. So Candy arrives, and y'all know she's excited about the toys of it all because she's starting bedroom Candy. So the man that works there, he's asking them to come over so he can show them some things, right? So he shows them this sex wedge. It's supposed to enhance, make your hips be in the right position that your hips need to be to get it popping. So he tells them to get on it so they can demonstrate it. So Sister Phaedra, she demonstrates, trying to act all shy, talking about, well, wait a minute, let me see what girl, go on, get on there and show us what you and Apollo be doing, honey. This is when Candy and Phaedra was still thick as thieves, okay? This is when Candy had Phaedra's back and she was 10 toes down. This is pre-Apollo getting caught up and pre-Frick for Frack, okay? Pre-Portia. Moving forward. Over on the other side, Kim is at home laying in bed yelling, "Sweetie!" When I tell y'all, I still have nightmares of her calling that lady's name. So Kroy is away. I guess he's doing a game. I forgot what he was doing, y'all, but he's away. So they have to take care of Kim because, she's pregnant and, she's milking it for everything it's worth. So they call Kroy on the phone to tell him they miss him. And child, Kim did look up with Kroy though, okay? Because he really loves the red Solo cup out of her. When I tell you that big booty man love that woman, he love that woman. Over on the other side, Nene is at home and Cynthia calls her. So they talking and Cynthia's telling her about the Bailey agency. Nene said, well, I'm supposed to be meeting with Sheree because I heard she said I'm taking money out of her pocket. And I'm like, bitch, how am I take some money out of your damn pocket? I know you need some and I can put some in there, but I sure ain't trying to take none out. I love that line. She said, look, me and Sheree have been knowing each other forever, a long time. And what she arguing about, it's not even big money. It's small money to me. So I don't even know what we fussing about. So this Cynthia is like, well, I feel like it's just a misunderstanding. Y'all need to just talk and keep me posted. So Nene was like, okay, girl, I'm going to call you. So it's the day of Phaedra's aunt's funeral. Phaedra speaks her speech. They release some doves. She said her favorite part of the ceremony was all of the pomp and circumstance. Okay, so the scene was very sad. I have to say that. But it was a beautiful ceremony. And I wonder if Phaedra's still hanging out with Willie Watkins. Honey, Phaedra hanging out in Dubai and everywhere else, but she sure ain't hanging out at that funeral home, and she ain't fooling me. Moving forward. Child, it's the day of the meeting, okay? This is the reason for the Throwback Thursday, Flashback Friday review. It's the day of the meeting between Nene and Sheree. So Nene in her camo pants, they get there first. So she said in her confessional, Sheree is jealous of me. I know this for a fact. Now, I always thought she was jealous of Nene since season 1. I think Sheree thought that she was going to be the personality that Nene was and the fan favorite that Nene was. I really, truly think she thought that this was going to be her breakout thing. Like this was going to be her breakout role. I really believe that. So she said either they going to be cool or they ain't going to be cool. So Sheree and her sundress, they arrive. Hey, girl, I had that exact same sundress at the exact same time. That thing fits, honey. It looks good. Do you hear me? So Sheree said the amount of success that Nene has had has gone to her head. I believe that too, okay? Because by season 6, Nene was something else. And especially when she used to get to the reunions and just sit up and not say one word. It's like, Nene, come on now, girl. You not going to say nothing? Okay. So anywho, so Nene starts. She said, listen, I have no desire to get out of character with you. Sheree said, good, because I have no desire to get out of character with you. Child, let's see how long that's gonna last. She said, I personally don't feel like it's worth it, but I did hear that you said that I've been taking money out of your pocket. So explain, because I don't have a problem, but I think you do. So Sheree looking at her like, girl, I know you fucking lying. Who you talking to? Sheree said, okay, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. When we went to Philly, I got a call from Tyrone about a gig to make some money. Child, not the Philly Tyrone left Sheree under that heat lamp at. Child, not that Philly. Anywho, Tyrone been missing a long time, but let's continue. She said, I reached out to you. I asked if you were available on those dates and what your rates were, and you said you were available. Ugh. Later that day, I got a phone call saying Nene has been calling Tyrone saying that y'all could have gotten Sheree way cheaper and took the money off the top and da-da-da-da-da. Not him personally, you. This is my thing. Why even invite Nene in? You know why? Because during this time, Nene was hot. She would have packed the house. I'm not sure people would have just clamored to see Sheree. So that's why you had to invite Nene in. Girl, don't act like you wasn't getting something out of it. So Nene said, me? Nene? Sheree said, yes, Nene. And to me, that was very shady. Black women, see, this is the problem. Nobody wants to see each other succeed. They're trying to tear everybody down. Like y'all don't want us to succeed. Nene gonna say, here we go, Star Jones. Black women don't support each other. When did it become a black issue? That's what she's saying in her confessional. So Nene says to Sheree, so how long have you known Tyrone? Sheree said, it don't matter. She said, no, I'm asking you. I'm making a point. You didn't know Tyrone, but you've known me, and you just decide to take what Tyrone said and believe it? Sheree said, well, you know what? Let's call him. Nene said, no, we don't have to call him. We don't have to do that. She said, no, because she said, I don't care who you call. You can call whoever you want to call. Hello? Baby, Sheree already on that phone calling. Do y'all hear me? So he goes Tyrone. Hello? Hey, it's Sheree. I'm sitting here with Nene. Here go Nene. Right. Right. Baby, she want to make sure that she let her voice be heard. She said, I'm calling about what happened in Philly. Girl, spit it out. Ugh, I can't stand the way Sheree speaks. So Nene said, well, let's get Diana on the phone. He spoke to Diana, not to me. Sheree said, did you ever speak to Nene? Child, so by this time, Diana's on the phone. Hello, Diana. Sheree has Tyrone on speaker, and I have you on speaker. So Sheree is like, well, I can't even understand what's going on because now Nene has Diana on speakerphone. So then he starts talking. Nene said, did you speak to Nene? You spoke directly to Diana. Tyrone said, Nene talked to us, to me, and to my managers. Nene said, I didn't speak to him directly regarding money, period. I don't have to lie. You chose to believe him. I don't really care, but what you don't understand is while you were running your mouth with him, I was running to the bank, sweetie, depositing a Trump check. Donald Trump. The way Nene thought that this was a flex back then, it's like I almost feel sorry for her. Like she really don't know better. She said, I'm rich. I don't do anything for free. I am rich. You're the one losing houses and cars, sweetie. So she stands up. She's like, yeah, you're the one losing houses and cars. Sheree said, sit down. She said, no, I don't need to sit down because this is a bunch of BS. She's like, I am very rich. Sheree said, you must not know what rich is. Rich, you need to get your motherfucking teeth fixed. How about that? You need to get your motherfucking teeth fixed. Baby, Nene turned around with them new chiclets. They're done. Sheree said, remember, I knew you when you had rotten teeth. Remember that? I knew you when you had rotten teeth. Nene said in her confessional, if I don't go, okay, y'all gonna be picking Sheree up off the floor, rushing that to the emergency room. So I need to exit. Here go Nene. Bye boo, veneers, $50,000. Sheree said, rotten teeth, honey. Nene said, and you're jealous about it. Bye boo, buy you a house and a car. Sheree said, oh, wasn't your car stolen, darling? Wasn't your car stolen? Your first car, it was repoed. Hello, your first car was repoed. Is this out of her motherfucking mind? So now Sheree getting up. So Nene already on the outside. Baby, Nene was moving so fast. Because she know if it's one thing Sheree gonna do, is chase your tail up out of a restaurant. Y'all remember when she chased Kim out that restaurant and shifted her wig when she was out there with Lindsay Lohan daddy? Baby, I ain't gonna never forget it. Baby, Sheree wrapped a good little bit of that curl around that finger and just tugged it. Get your hands off of me, bitch. Baby, Kim was pissed. So Sheree say, you better run, B. I know the old Nene. The old Nene didn't wear name brand. Couldn't afford it. Bad teeth, just rotten. She said, I'm too classy to beat her butt in this restaurant, but she can meet me in the alley all day long. Child, not in the alley. So Sheree falling behind Nene while she pretend to be on that phone. When I tell y'all this scene was so chaotic, the fact... Nene, Lanithia, you're not talking to nobody on that phone, girl. Not nobody. So Sheree hollering, wasn't your last car repoed? Wasn't it repoed out of the parking lot of Home Depot? Baby, you must be out of your mind. So she falling behind Nene. Nene on the pretend phone call, honey, heading to the Range Rover. So in the confessional, Nene is like, she was hating on me so bad. She chased me out of the restaurant. Well, Nene, you started it by saying she was losing houses and cars. So what did you expect? So after the meeting, Cynthia goes by to visit Nene and she's visibly upset. Okay, she's just so upset. She said the thing that bothered her was Sheree believing Tyrone over her. She's like, she really started to hit below the belt. Okay, now Nene, she didn't believe you. That's true. But you started hitting below the belt first. You brought up her houses and cars first after you had already given a disclaimer that you were not going to do that. So what are you talking about? So, of course, you know, Cynthia loved Nene's dirty draws, honey. Cynthia's giving her a pep talk about how she's shining and she's up here and people that she's known in the past, they're down there and they're jealous of her, that she's blowing up. So Nene starts crying, saying that she would never do that to Sheree. And she felt so bad because Sheree really believed that person over her for whatever reason. So Cynthia said, well, her mind was already made up before she got there. Now, that's the truth. She already didn't believe Nene before she even stepped in the door. And quiet as it's kept, now knowing the relationship that Sheree and Tyrone had, I wouldn't have been surprised if the two of them were sleeping together already, honey. And that's why she really believed him. Because he was putting it down. She was falling in love. I'm just saying. Shout out to Brandy. So Nene said, but I'm upset. But I'm not going to let this take me down. I'm going to keep on chasing my dreams. I'm going to keep on achieving my goals. And I'm just not going to let this stop me. So in the confessional, she said, you know what? Once a person hits below the belt, then they need to go. Because I'm not going to stab you in the back. I'm going to stab you in the chest. And that was the end of the episode. What y'all think? We all know how Tyrone is a liar, okay? But I remember thinking back then how hard Nene was deflecting. It was true. The look on Nene's face made me believe that what Tyrone was saying was the truth. But now that I know Tyrone is a liar, then I don't know. Now, I do believe Sheree was jealous of Nene, and I do believe Nene felt that they could have gotten Sheree cheaper. I feel like that's something Nene might say. I mean, y'all could have got Sheree for way less than that. Also, Cynthia and her bad bang wigs, baby, they really love them some Nene. I hate that their friendship fell apart and never fully recovered. Child, that friend contract is null and void. Do you hear me? Just watching this back and looking at the dynamics of the relationships, Candy and Phaedra no longer, Cynthia and Nene no longer. I mean, they might be cordial, they might speak. Child, as far as Phaedra is concerned to Candy, she did to Candy, child. But, you know, Sheree and Nene, I feel like Sheree, child, I don't know, child. She might speak to Nene, but in the back of her mind, it's still giving, I can't be bothered with you. That's what it's giving me. And you know, Sheree has always had it out for Nene. And that's from episode 1, season 1, when she left her off that list and pretended like she didn't know she left her off that list. Sheree got a little line problem as well. So that's probably how her and Tyrone got together. He's a con artist. Child, y'all comment down below what episode you want to see next, what franchise you want to see next. Do you want to see something from Potomac, Married to Medicine, any show? It doesn't have to be Bravo related. It could be OWN, it could be Ready to Love season 1 episode 5. It could be whatever y'all want to talk about. Let's get into it. Child, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.